Geralt of Rivia and his inseparable bard companion, Jaskier, arrive at a remote village at the edge of the known world. There, the frenzy of the villagers, and some elves, speaks of a devil roaming the fields. When they agree to help, the White Wolf plunges into a mission that goes far beyond slaying monsters. He will uncover tensions between species, revelations from the past, and a hard truth: at the edge of the world, it's not only monsters that lurk in the shadows. Everything unfolds in a somber tone, wrapped in Tommaso Bonato's artwork that captures every nuance, from the fear in the villagers' eyes to the heat of sword combat at dusk. In the edge of the world, fantasy, politics, and morality converge in the most remote corner of the continent. Geralt and Jaskier wander through the dusty roads of Upper Posada. Crops rustle in the wind and the air is thick with heat. They enter the local inn, finding anxious villagers muttering about a devil stealing their corn and hemp harvests, leaving behind destruction in the fields. There's urgency in the air, no one dares leave home after sunset. The bard, ever the provocateur, mocks their tavern tales and pushes Geralt to quickly solve the issue. Turned plows and scattered grass bundles suggest something that defies logic. The innkeeper, holding a trembling lantern, begs, "Don't kill it, find out what it really is." With a single syllable, Geralt replies, "Not all stories end as legends." Thus begins a confrontation that will test both his courage and empathy, on the very edge of civilization, where gentleness and savagery blur. At dawn, Geralt walks among the sugarcane fields, examining footprints leading into soft soil tunnels, as if something subterranean was digging at night. Jaskier, out of tune, recites verses mockingly until he spots a massive stone with ancient inscriptions, the site of an old elven shrine to a queen of the fields. Claims of a devil blur with memories of old. From behind the cane, a spherical noise reveals something beyond human, a small green creature with raptor-like eyes, a sylvan. She collects children's toys and seeds to feed elves. Geralt murmurs about earth symbionts and attempts dialogue, for not all threats deserve a sword, sometimes, they deserve bridges. The sylvan flees, but Jaskier notices elves watching them closely from afar. In pursuit, Geralt and Jaskier fall into a trap, captured by the region's rebellious elves, the stern leader Filavandrel and the fierce warrior Teroviel. They accuse humans of stealing lands where elves once lived in harmony with the Sylvan. The atmosphere is thick with anger, and Tommaso Bonato illustrates the crowd's tension: cracking sticks, spears scraping the ground. Jaskier tries to ease things with humor, only to have his lute shattered by Teroviel, a metaphor-heavy act symbolizing violence and cultural pride. Filavandrel fills the air with truths. According to him, humans label what they don't understand as demons, instead of facing their colonial guilt. Geralt listens, reflecting on the elven leader's eyes. The clash between species is no longer about beasts or witchers, it's about who claims the right to the world and who is cast as the monster. While Geralt remains tied up, the Sylvan, known as Torque to the elves, appears. She interrupts the bloodshed with wisdom instead of violence. "It was hunger that turned you into demons," she says to the burning light. A flashback shows starving elves surviving only on sunflower flour. Filavandrel hesitates, surprised. The tension shifts. In silence, collective reflection takes root. Torque touches the twisted metal of a farmer's weapon and melts it into resin. She tells the bard, "Seeds don't lie." Geralt, still restrained, whispers he understands both sword and sunlight, but the dialogue is already breaking walls. Dana Meb, the queen of the fields, appears, referring to the Sylvan as a celestial being. In solemn silence, she orders the release of their guests. A delicate balance returns, not by sword, but by voice. With Geralt, Jaskier, and Torque freed, Filavandrel and Teroviel escort them back to the fields. The village wakes up, startled by the sight of unarmed elves, and the Sylvan plants her symbol, a green woolen seed, into the straw. The bard begins to sing, about forgiveness, brotherhood, and improbable futures. Geralt gathers soil and offers it to the elves, and hands reach out. The final panel shows sunlight piercing through the forest and falling on the Sylvan, a symbol of hope on the world's frontier. Torque bids farewell, where elves and men bite the earth, remember this meeting. Geralt looks to Jaskier and murmurs, is this the end of the world you wanted to sing about? Jaskier smiles. Their friendship survived. The Sylvan disappeared into the forest, and there, where the world ends, bridges are still waiting to be built, not walls. And that's another page in the Heroic Chronicles. If you enjoyed this story, leave a like and subscribe for more untold tales from the world of comics. There's always another hero, another villain, and another turning point waiting in the shadows. See you in the next chapter.